We all know as the summer fades, the need for a little hair color change is often in order, but as you go a little darker for fall, how do you make that warm, rich, sometimes expensive color last a little bit longer? We've got some tips from owner of the Salon by Laura Brown. Laura Brown in with us today to help us out. Okay, so first up, I think the most important thing is having a good shampoo, right?
Oh, absolutely. You always have to make sure that your shampoo is a low sulfate, so you're not going to be really opening that cuticle up. The key is you just have to make sure to use something that's gentle, that's not going to be high suds, so it's going to open that cuticle up and your color slips out. So
that's one of the things, those sulfates are what kind of make the shampoo set up, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you don't necessarily need that, though?
No, you just have to make sure that your shampoo cleanses. So if you're really using something that's a high suds, it's probably not color safe and not protectant on your hair color.
So it's just stripping that color.
It's completely stripping the color out.
Okay, another thing, though, the water in our area is impactful.
Yes, absolutely. There's 65% Americans have the hard water, so that salt is going in and really chipping away at the keratin and actually the color that's put into your hair. So you have to make sure to always, it's like when you shampoo or rinse your hair, you always cannot use hot water. Anything that's going to really open that cuticle up, your color is going to slip out more. So always use cold water.
Okay, so how do you do that, though? That sounds terrible. I mean, you know what, we hear that, but I think I continue to use hot water. And what about the frequency? Do you need to wash all the time?
No, you didn't. No, absolutely. After color, you need to wait at least a couple of days to really allow that cuticle to go back down and close down and seal down.
Okay.
Any deep conditioners right after your color will actually help seal that in as well.
Okay.
So a couple days is really ideal. And if you can go every other day the shampoo, the less you shampoo, because it's not necessarily the shampoo, it's the water that's breaking down that cuticle.
Got it. Okay, let's talk about reds. That's a color that's really big for fall. Everybody kind of does tend to trend that way, even if it's subtly. That color, though, fades pretty dramatically.
Yeah, absolutely. The molecules in the red is one that fades the fastest. So if you're ever going to do reds, you absolutely have to make sure that you use a shampoo that's actually formulated for red hair.
Okay.
Then also for the glossers, you're going to need something that actually will go in and close down that cuticle. So it's almost like a top coat of a nail polish. You would never polish your nails without a top coat. So the Shades EQ, the Laminate's glosser is actually going to go in and close that cuticle down and seal that color in so it lasts for at least 6 weeks.
So that's what a glosser does?
Absolutely. I never let my redheads leave without a glaze.
Okay, all right, something to keep in mind. Okay, what's next? What do we need to remember?
Okay, this is also the Gold Lust. This is a brand new line they've come out with. This is for anti-aging. So the older that we get, 40 and above, you need to make sure that you have that moisture in your hair. It strips any of the keratin. You lose all that when you get a little older. So this actually goes in and puts all of that back into the hair. So it's almost like a skincare for the hair.
So that's something that we do need to remember.
Absolutely.
Even though you're caring well for your skin, you also need to care for your hair.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then what's next?
Speaking of the skin, you would never walk outside without having any sunscreen on. It's the same thing here. You want to always make sure to use like the Balm du Jour, the Super Shine Moisturizing Cream, which are leave-in conditioners in the hair. That actually has a seal of protectant of the UV. So when that sun comes down and penetrates on that heat, it opens up the cuticle. Same thing if you're going to go swimming. You always want to make sure you never get in the water with your hair dry. You always want to make sure you wet your hair, put a deep conditioner on, a mask, because it's like a sponge. Your hair will absorb so much. The chlorine, which is horrible for your hair, will actually strip the color as well. So if your cuticle is full with a conditioner, then that's less likely to slip out.
Never heard that. Okay, now last but not least, in addition to coloring, a lot of us are doing lots of damage to our hair because we're using heating, methods.
Exactly.
What can we? Those are. I mean, we have to do it, right, Laura? Wear a hat every day. Yeah, right. I wish. Okay, so what can we do though? Obviously, that's ruining the color.
So also with the Gold Lust or your Royal Blowout, these are actually has that argan oil in it. Everyone knows what that is.
Everybody's obsessed with argan.
So you want to spray that in or pump that in, and then that actually helps put that seal on the hair too. So when you're using your irons or your straightening irons, it actually will put that seal in the hair. So if you've ever been to your hairdresser and you see actually some of the products smoking off of the hair, that's those products protecting your hair. So when that cuticle's open from the dryer, those go in and really help conceal that and cover that, so it's protecting, not stripping your color.
I mean, hair color is such an investment, I mean, it can be pretty expensive, and it's time consuming too.
Absolutely.
So doing stuff like this can really help out.
Absolutely. You do not want to waste your money.
Absolutely. Okay, Laura, thank you so much for coming by. If you have any other questions, you can find Laura over on Bell Street or thesalonbylaurabrown.com. Again, we appreciate you. Very nice. Coming up next, sign up for the Race for the Cure for less. Details are coming up.